Headache Zig here, as always. Zag is back here. I got the microphone going. You guys can hear that, right? It's not too loud. Let me know if it's too loud. I was trying to figure out a good spot to pin this, but clearly not a videographer. We'll just do that. How's everyone doing? Let me catch up on comments. Hey, what's up, Jack? You're still in here, Mischief. How y'all doing? What Mischief says, what's up next? Free phone at T-Mobile, 110 up front, 50 a month, and unlimited, no contract. You know, I already have T-Mobile. So here's my phone, you guys. It is a story, not much of a story, really. But I was driving the golf cart taxi, and I apparently didn't put my phone in its spot, and it fell out of the golf cart taxi. And when it happened was like 10 minutes before Jelly rolled it out. So I didn't have time to go looking for it. I had to go take care of the rush. They let 40,000 people loose all at once, and they all needed a ride from golf cart taxi cabs. So that's what I ended up doing instead of looking for my phone. When I finally found my phone, because I used the find my phone thing, it was out in the parking lot, which was a grass parking lot, thankfully. But my phone had been driven over a whole bunch of times. I did a lot of filming at Country Thunder. So a lot of that footage is on here. I'm going to try to recover it. I'm going to see what I can do, but no promises I'll be able to get any footage off of this, but we will try. I also lost a bunch of numbers. Thankfully, so this is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Thankfully, I also still had my old phone, which is what I'm live streaming on right now, which is my 21 Ultra, the phone before the previous one before this. The phone that I'm using is also known to overheat, and it is hot out right now. So if the live stream gets cut off early, that's probably why my phone overheated. It is what it is. I'm doing my best out here, but thankfully, I have insurance on this phone, so I'll be able to, it's a $250 deductible, but I'll be able to send it in and get a new phone. What's up, Darren? How you doing? But all in all, Country Thunder was mostly a success. Aside from my phone getting smashed, I made okay money. Today, I'm taking the van to a mechanic to do a used car inspection on it, to do a 70-point inspection to see basically what the van needs. I already know it needs brakes. Something going on with the fuel. We've already talked about that. And what is it? Suspension. I'm pretty sure I need to get my suspension worked on. I did not make enough at Country Thunder to take care of all of that, but I'm hoping I made enough to take care of some of it. Here in the next couple of days, I'll be headed north to higher elevation. It is actually right here outside of Phoenix. It's pretty hot, and it's only going to get hotter. It's really nice at nighttime, but during the day, like right now at high noon, it's cooking. It's like pushing 90 degrees, and the van doesn't have air conditioning, so it's time to get to higher elevation. So I'll be headed up towards the Prescott area here pretty soon. It's not quite warm enough to go all the way up the hill to Flagstaff or even to Oregon. It's still pretty cold up there. Only 88 in the camper out in Slabs. That's good. It's probably about that here right now. I'm just like, it's gonna start getting hotter, and right now it's like the perfect weather up in Prescott, halfway up the hill. But my poor phone, you guys, I'm so upset about it. Actually, thankfully I got it back though. Thankfully I was able to recover it. But yeah, it's trashed. You don't feel bad? One time I accidentally put my brand new iPhone in the washing machine. I had less than 24 hours. That sucks. Thankfully I got insurance on it, so I'll just pay the deductible and they'll send me another one. It's still a bummer. Your phone's starting to go zig. What do you mean? Kids never take care of anything. What are you talking about? You're talking about me smashing my phone? I was taking care of business. The flies are also starting to come out. There's a whole bunch of them buzzing around. Yesterday it was a little windier, which kind of kept the flies down, but today it's not windy at all. So there's plenty of flies around. So if you see me shooing them away, that's what's going on. Might be getting hot. Yeah, that's what's bringing them out. So far, I haven't seen any bombers out here. I know we have some bombers out here in Phoenix, but they're mostly in the slabs area, down at lower elevation. Don't forget to smash the like button, you guys. There's almost 20 of you in here, and only 2 have liked it so far. Golden was 24 an ounce. Sierra time again. I might be going to the Sierra Nevadas, as a matter of fact. You got fuzzy and audio went weird. Oh, yeah, I'm using the microphone today. If this becomes an issue, though, let me know, and I'll just pull it out. And, yeah, Zag's just chilling right here. She's hot, too. Come here. Come on. Well, that's the wrong direction. Come here, good girl. Come on. Where are you going? Here's the good girl. Here's the good girl. Also, if the video gets fuzzy and the audio gets weird, it could be one of 2 things. It could be my signal, or it could be yours. There's really no way of knowing. Hi. Hi. Hi, good girl. Your water's back there. Get some water. I'm gonna get some too. What's up, Flurry Elise? Hey, what's up, Ketone? Darren says silver went to 30 an ounce. I don't know how to actually pan for gold, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be against it. I would be up for panning for gold if somebody wanted to teach me how. But I've never actually done it. You know what? I do have some pre-rolls I'll smoke down with y'all. Oh, okay, you got great Wi-Fi. Yeah, it probably is my signal. It's been kind of in and out the last couple of days in this new spot. I got 2 dispensary pre-rolls left, but that's okay because I got a bunch of flour that Roche gave me. Big shout out to Roche. He hooked me up with the deposit for my golf cart taxi, and some flour to get me through, which, to be completely honest with you, I didn't have time to smoke much weed while I was at Country Thunder. Fleur asks, are you still in Arizona? Yes, Fleur, I sure am. Mischief says, smoking strawberry strudel tastes so freaking good. Hey, what's up, Angie? What's up, Jack? How you guys doing? Pieces. Looks like a lot of slabs is in here. We got Angie, we got Jack. Special Ed was just in here a minute ago. I don't know if he's still in here. Good to see you guys. How y'all been? I kind of miss the slabs. I'll probably be out there next year. Swing through. I don't know if I'll be staying the whole season, but I'll swing through and say hi. There's Special Ed. Hell yeah. How you been, Angie? If there's anyone in here that's not already following Angie from My So-Called Slab Life, go check out her channel. She's been in slabs for a hot minute now. She's been doing this, Angie. I think this is genius. You've been doing the slang, the Slab City slang. I've been talking about in my head, and with a few other people. I've been talking about doing that for a long time. So I'm glad that you are. Even though it was my idea first, you just, great minds think alike. But I'm glad somebody's doing it because it's a really good idea to do the slab lingo. You're blazing dabs, Darren. You ran out of flour. I'm sorry, I can't run out of flour. Flour's the way that that's the way I operate. Do your own version. Yeah, it's all right. I might one day. We'll see. But I'm honestly just glad that somebody did it because it's good content. It really is. Man, Country Thunder. I can kind of give you an update about that too. So pretty much the entire time I was just driving a golf cart and it was hot and it was dusty, right? Like we're out in the desert and there's 48 of us driving all over the place, kicking up dirt. Plus there's 40,000 people walking around kicking up dirt. So it was super dusty. I had a face mask on. I'll tell you, when I finally was able to clean myself up, the amount of dirt that came off me was disgusting. Also, the work pace was like you could work as much or as little as you wanted. You could work 24 hours a day because there were people partying 24 hours a day. There were like 7, maybe even more. Maybe there might have been like 10 giant campgrounds filled with people. Like I said, 40,000 people. It was a hell of a way to make a tent city, but it was all these fancy ass bougie RVs and Country Thunder. It was a bunch of country music fans. And the venue was in the center of all these campgrounds. So you could have been walking basically like a mile and a half to get to the venue from your campground if you were staying somewhere far away. So we were giving people rides. Jelly Roll did play. I went and actually caught some of Jelly Roll's show, which was actually really good. Um, I will admit that I wasn't much of a Jelly Roll fan until I saw him live, and it made me like him a little more. So I'm gonna go check out more of his music. But I also got to see Diamond Rio play, which I was actually pretty excited about. I grew up with 90s country. That's what my dad listened to, and Diamond Rio was there playing. He didn't get a whole bunch of like people showing up like Jelly Roll was absolutely nuts. It was definitely the biggest and busiest show they had. But Diamond Rio was still a good show. I liked it. But at some point, right before Jelly Roll let out, right before Jelly Roll stopped and everyone let out, I dropped my phone. My phone flew out of my golf cart, and I didn't realize it for probably about 10 minutes. And when I realized it is when they were about to let Jelly Roll out, and it was like, oh shit, where'd my phone go? So they let 40,000 people out, and it was an absolute nightmare for golf cart taxing. There was one golf cart taxi for every 1,000 people, and it was nuts. People were climbing all over the golf cart to try to get to the parking lot, and I didn't get one tip from those fans. I've got to be honest with you, and I'm a little disappointed about it. But I gave so many rides during the Jelly Roll release that slam that we had, and no one tipped me, not one person. So, and I had lost my phone, and I was just basically at midnight. I was like, I'm done. I had been working till like 2 or 3 in the morning and every other night, but that night I was like, I'm over it. And then I had to get onto my old devices. I have an old tablet back here, and did the Find My Phone thing, and the Find My Phone thing was out in my phone was out in the parking lot, and I'm like, son of a bitch. So all these people had leaving the Jelly Roll show had driven over my phone, and here it is, all smashed up. It's a $1,200 phone. Unfortunately, it's a very expensive phone with a very nice camera on it. That's what I film all of my YouTube on, the whole thing. Took me a little bit to get back into my YouTube, which I was really, really stressed out about. If I couldn't get into my YouTube, I'd be screwed basically. But I was able to get into my Google account because I have my old phone, and I took the SIM out of that phone and put it into my old phone, and it worked. Thank fucking God. So I'm on coming to you right now live from my old phone, and my new phone I'm gonna have to send back to T-Mobile. There's gonna be like a $250 deductible, which sucks. But then I'll get another phone. Right now, all the money I made from Country Thunder is going into the van. The van's going to the mechanic today to get diagnosed. What time is it? 11:44. So I've got to get my van there by 1 o'clock today, and It's 11, almost noon my time. So, in any case, that's what I've been up to. Let me catch up on comments because I know that a lot of y'all are talking. Yeah, fucking Stampede. Jelly Roll played North Dakota. He sold out. Jelly Roll's a good show. He really is. One thing I can appreciate. Yo. One thing I can appreciate about the Jelly Roll show, or about Jelly Roll, is that he's pretty humble. He's made a lot of success. His videos have like 500 million views on YouTube, and he's selling out nationwide. He's basically the biggest thing in country right now, but he's also like really grateful for his fans. He's super humble. I kind of like him more because I saw his show. It was a stampede. I took my golf cart to Burning Man, had a blast, tore up my cart, needs new batteries now, no tips. Who paid you then? Loose access to Google. Our phones are worthless. Oh, you lose access to Google. Yeah, and it's I have two-factor authentication turned on my Google, which if you lose your phone, they text you, and it becomes like a bigger issue to get into your Google. But thankfully, I had other devices that were logged into my Google, which I could confirm, hey, yeah, this is me trying to get in. It just took a little finessing and a hotspot from someone. No tips, that blows. Next time, put a big-ass tip jar in your golf cart. I did have a tip jar. People were just being cheap. We have signs all over our golf cart. I said I was a disabled traveling veteran needing repairs on the van. We work only on tips. We don't get an hourly rate. So people were still being cheap. So I'm sorry. We are we are lucky to see you. Yeah, you guys are kind of lucky to see. You're lucky I got into my YouTube. Critter says, "Hey Zig, that sucks that you dropped your phone, but at least you have a backup." That's true. At least I have a backup. I've been hanging on to this phone. I was kind of using it as a second camera. Unfortunately, the back camera on this phone though is got a broken lens. It's not great. So either I get it fixed so I can keep filming, or I just do live streams until I get the new phone sent to me, which I guess it's pretty quick once you send them the hundreds of dollars for the deductible. Good smoke. Yeah, it's good smoke. He played in Bend and rocked the place. Hope he books the Gorge this year. I didn't know he played in Bend. Speaking of, I'll be going back to the Central Oregon area this summer, to go get all my van stuff and to build this thing out, build out my new house. What's up, Darren? Puff, puff, puff. He pissed me off. I would have thought everyone would tip. Being in a good mood and all, they should be ashamed of themselves as much as you guys work. And they are paying $5 for the ride, right? So they pay $5. We get a quarter out of that, and then everything else is tips. So the company that we're working for keeps the $5. Well, the $4.75 or whatever. Those quarters add up. But nevertheless, they think that we are keeping that $5. A lot of people are pretty misinformed about how the system works, but we're not keeping that $5. That goes to the owner. We just work on tips, which last year, this year at Country Thunder, there wasn't very many people that came. It was like a ghost town, apparently, from what everyone says. Last year, the golf cart drivers were saying they made like $3,000-$4,000. But this year, there were some of us that didn't break 1,000. I did. I broke $1,000. Thankfully, I made over $1,000 at Country Thunder, but it wasn't as good as previous years. Critter says, I can't stick around, but I'll catch you later. Have a wonderful day, brother. Take care, dude. They should tip regardless. Yeah, I mean, all of our golf carts do explain that, and it is what it is. Sometimes people don't tip. It's a thing. Definitely happens. Right now, my biggest thing is to get my van road worthy. This fuels thing, if I've really got to gun it, the van kind of shimmies. As I'm driving, the van's like shaking a little bit as I accelerate. If I'm accelerating slowly, it doesn't do it. But if I'm like up a hill, it'll be shimming the whole time, like it's starving for fuel. So yeah, there's something going on, and today I'm gonna go figure out what it is. It's like $80 to get the used car inspection done. So go get that done. Get an itemized list of all the work it needs, and if it can make it to Prescott, then I'll drive it to Prescott. But if it can't, I'll just get the work done here. Were you able to get your benefits increased? Not yet, man. I've gone to a couple of doctor's appointments already in Vegas, and I've got to go back and do a couple more. But as is everything with the government, everything works very, very slowly. And as a matter of fact, I haven't even been able to get my heart medication yet. And it's been the whole winter, and I've gotten labs done, I've gotten EKG done, blood drawn, two doctor's appointments, and I still have yet to get a prescription. So that's my next mission, is to actually just get my heart meds before I worry about my disability getting raised. But I did meet a VSO, which is, for those who don't know, a veteran service officer this weekend while I was at Country Thunder. As one of the other people that was driving golf carts with us. She was also a VSO in a previous life, I guess. But she said that she'd like to help me out. Her and I chatted quite a bit. She was a Navy corpsman. Going full-time van life, be cool to find like-minded convoy boondocking. I might be meeting up with another YouTuber and a friend of mine here in the next couple of days while we convoy up towards Northern California. We'll see how that goes. But we might be hanging out here soon, so you might see a little bit of content from us. And Alicia's still here, but this coming Sunday, Alicia's headed back to the East Coast because she's got to go work festivals over there. So we'll be going our separate ways. Alicia always goes to the East Coast in the summer, and she has like festival after festival after festival that she works. And I've got to go back to Oregon to get all of my stuff and to get this van built out. And if I do that in time, I might end up doing some adventuring this summer. Price of gas in this thing is much less than my last van, so I might be able to make it to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Might be able to go to some festivals on the East Coast. We'll see. Oh my God, Zig. Without heart meds, I've been told if I miss one dose, call the doctor immediately. Get your meds, we want you around. Well, I've been trying to get my meds, you guys. But I'm unfortunately dealing with the VA, so it's not like I have a whole lot of control over that. Hey brother, how's it? You need to reset your ECM. Why do I need to do that? You do that by unhooking your battery, then hook the negative and positive cables together, either by positive or negative cable side of the cable. Why do I have to reset my ECM? I don't know if I do. North Dakota. I'll be driving through North Dakota if I go to the UP. Have you had Metropolol? I have had some lololols before. And I've been on beta blockers, and I've been on statins and blood thinners, and but right now I'm on none of it. I'm still taking aspirin. Like that's probably, I'll be taking that for the rest of my life. But as a matter of fact, I need to take my aspirin. But this is the problem I've been having with the VA for years, you guys. Like, as a nomad, it's very, very difficult to get your health care taken care of because the VA mails you your meds. And if you go to a different VA system, you have to start all over, completely start over with getting tested and getting new script. which is what I'm doing here, and it takes months, man. It takes months to get your meds. It'll reset your computer back to zero and give you better gas mileage. Did you have an ablation? I don't know what that is, so no. The VA cut my travel pay because I'm considered homeless. That's so stupid, Jack. They should increase your travel pay if you're homeless, not reduce it. I don't know what an ablation is, but I do have 3 stents in my heart because I'm lucky. I am fairly sure I have taken that prescription before. Metroprolol, LOL. This country treats its veterans so badly. You know, if I was in one spot year round, it would be a little bit easier on me. But each VA system is regionally separated, right? So right now I'm in the Las Vegas regional area. And then there's one in Phoenix, and there's a bunch in California, and Oregon only has 2 regions. It's got Roseburg and it has Portland. So each region is kind of like, some are good, some are not. And from what I understand right now, the Vegas and the Phoenix systems are the best in the country at the moment. So, and it's still a pain in the ass to get medications. If I change my mailing address to, like, let's say if I go to Oregon and I need my meds and they mail them to me and I'm in Oregon, they'll also move they'll switch me to the Portland VA system. So I can't do that. I have to actually get my meds mailed to me. And, you know, the other option is that I go to Mexico and get my heart medications in Mexico, you know, and that's going to come out of my own pocket, but it's also pretty cheap. So, you know, it's tough to get squared away. I have been throwing around the idea of like possibly staying put somewhere for a year or so to get all this taken care of. But I need to first get to Oregon and take care of my van and get my stuff out of my friend's attic. Do they have military base there? They do have a military base here, but I don't have base privileges. So I don't have the military hospital privileges. That I'm not, like, I didn't retire. I got out and then I got disability. So if I was at 100% disability, that would be a different story. I would have base privileges, but it works. I just did it to my 2009 town and country. They let the computer start fresh. Oh, you have 6 stints. Well, you got me beat, buddy. So I am in a different area than before. I'll show y'all. It's really bright out. Thankfully, there's a thin haze of clouds overhead. But this is where we are. Just Alicia and I and Zag out here. Maybe one day Alicia does a live or a YouTube channel. We'll see her TikTok. I've been trying to talk her into it. But it is getting warm, and it's about time to head north, at least to head to higher elevations. Today, get the van checked out and figure out exactly what's going on with it. I realize that the gas is running lean. The smell of gasoline is coming out of the exhaust. So that's a step in that direction. I'm Jigna. Just had a heart attack at the beginning of the month, and when I was traveling through Wyoming, by the way, never get sick in Wyoming. I've been to Cheyenne before. I've had a couple heart attacks. I know a gal who got 100% VA and Social Security, 3,600 VA and 32 from Social Security. It's worth going after it took her 5 years. Yeah, dude, I don't know if my mental health would be good staying in Babylon for 5 years, but you're right. The money would be nice. I could double dip into Social Security and my disability. They put 5 stents in my left aorta. They weren't really chatty with me. I saw my doctor once for 15 minutes. Frankly, I couldn't pick him out of a lineup if I tried. Yeah, healthcare in our country is very impersonal. I've got 3 stents in my right coronary artery. Well, that's kind of pretty. The reason you hook the cables together is completely drain the voltage from the system. My van is a 2002 Town & Country. What year is yours? It's a 2006 Dodge Caravan. Grand Caravan. It's a Grand Caravan. It's a little longer than the Caravans, good sir. I'm thinking about installing some windshield wipers on the headlights. It's so hot. I don't like it. Well, Kenneth's going to the mechanic today, so I mean, it's already getting decent gas mileage. Better than my last van. Don't forget to smash the like button, you guys. Seems like only half of you have. I will admit the last spot we camped was prettier than this. It seems like it's more dry here. I think the last spot gets more rain than this spot. You guys need to get out of there. Why do we gotta get out of here? It's just honestly hot at the end of the day. At nighttime, it's like perfect weather. Perfect weather to hang out in your shorts. Perfect weather to fall asleep in. It's just in the middle of the day. It's much nicer. I think the first thing the van needs is windshield wipers on the headlights. No, because it's a grand caravan, good sir. Stupid. They do make the Dodge Caravan, which is just like on the back end of the van right here. It's much, much shorter, and I don't think it has stone go seating. But this is the Grand Caravan, so it's a little longer. You guys should see here, I'll try to see how my camera is on this phone. My camera on this phone is a bit janky, but look at this cliff out here. I don't know if you guys can see it as good as me. I don't know if my camera's doing well. But it's got a really good view up here of all these like mountainous cliffs and shit. I don't know if I'm even aiming at it or not, but I'm so sad about my phone. And you know what this has also kind of motivated me to do? I need to get a GoPro. That's where I'm at in life. Um, Filming on my phone for the last 2 years has been working just fine. But I think that the next time I have $300-400 to buy, as disposable income, I want to buy a decent GoPro. Just doing everything on my phone, if my phone gets smashed or whatever, I'm kind of screwed. So I'll need plus I'd be able to get like 2 angles. I could still use my phone, but also have the angle from the GoPro as well. So that's going to be my next like big purchase after I get the van going. Of course, the van's obviously my house, so I got to take care of it. But eventually a GoPro is my goal. Then I need wipers for my sunglasses. No shit. They do have those finger wipers that you like put on your finger and then they're like squeegees for your sunglasses. That's pretty ridiculous. It'll take care of any issues you might have with the dash lights and will let the computer reset. Yeah, I hear you, dude. Or relearn. My dash lights are fine. I don't have any problem with my dash lights. My van, 30 gallons tank and gets 11 to 15 miles per gallon. Gonna take a lot of money to get our slabs. Yeah. Yeah, it'll take some money. I don't know how far away you are, but the further west you go, the more gas costs. What time is it? It's like noon. I've got to be at the mechanic in an hour. You guys have me for about another half an hour. The mechanic is about 20 minutes away. I wish I would have bought a GoPro instead of a DJI Mini. Dude, I was looking at the minis. Was the Mini 3 or the Mini 4 at Walmart the other day? I really was looking at those, but decided against it. I was also considering, if I didn't get a GoPro, doing one of those 360 cameras, because you could catch some really good footage through a 360 camera and still do a 1080p or a 4K square frame out of it. So I was considering that as well. But a drone is also really handy to have. I would just also have to get the licenses it costs to use my drone for my YouTube videos. Since my YouTube videos are monetized, it makes the whole equation different. I have to actually have like commercial license to use a drone. Oh, you're driving from an hour south of the Canadian border. What are you in Marysville? Snohomish? Everett? No, you're north of Everett. Marysville. That's my guess. Now is not the time to go to slabs, if we're being completely honest. It's about to get very hot there, and nobody there's no like weekly events going on. Very few weekly events are going on. There's not much tourism. Everyone's just basically trying to survive until until the weather cools down. That's what they're doing. A lot of people show up to slabs in the fall, or I'm sorry, in the spring or in the summer, completely unprepared for what slabs is going to about to do to them. And then the residents of slabs end up having to take care of them. So I would, if it was me, I would wait until the fall to show up in slabs, like right around October, and then get to know the place while the weather isn't trying to kill you. And you can also spend the winter getting set up for the summer and getting prepared for the summer. You'll get to know the residents. You'll get to know where to go, where not to go, and you'll be able to like set yourself up for success through the summer. But showing up in the spring, it's going to be very difficult to get set up before the heat gets there. If it was me, I would stay up north until the weather breaks. Like it's thawing out up there. You can go exploring in a van anywhere in the Pacific Northwest. You could go, all there's so many great places to visit in the Pacific Northwest. And then when the weather starts getting cold there, you start heading south. Like that's what most of us nomads do. Yeah, Thomas Audette right there. That's Smiling Jack. He lives in Slabs. It's 80 degrees now, and it's it's beautiful right now. But it's gonna be pushing 100 by the end of by next month, or at least over 100. Oh, you're in Stanwood, I see. Hey Terry, welcome to the live stream. You guys got me for like 20 more minutes. You finally have enough solar to run AC. That's dope, dude. That's cool. You don't have to run a generator anymore. How much AC you got now, Jack? Or how much solar, rather? Yeah, in the summer it's 125. You know, and it's, believe it or not, in the end of summer it's very humid, and it's just daily. At nighttime, oh B. At nighttime, I've been there and it's 90 degrees at night and humid. Everyone sleeps outside. You have about 3 hours a day to get everything that you need to get done, and that's as the light comes over the horizon before the sun breaks the horizon. That little time, it's really kind of the temperature drops. There's a cold front that comes through right before the sun rises and chill, and you just get everything done that you need to get done for the day. And when the sun comes up, you just sit and you survive until the sun goes down. And it's summertime, so the days are long. The sun's going down at like 9:30, 10. And it still takes an hour and a half to 2 hours to cool down. So if you're not prepared for that, people die out there all the time. People die out there every year from heat exhaustion. It definitely happens. 8 panels, what are they, 250-watt panels? My plan is to go in late October, November, to not be a burden to the community. That's a very smart plan. That's what I did when I first got there. That's not true. When I first got there, it was about this time of year, towards the end of winter. But I stayed the summer, and I made it. I don't know what a Conestoga hut is. I'm not sure. There are people who have dug down and dug caves to stay cool. Who had dinner and watching this finally ate some ground beef. Hell yeah, man. Welcome to the live stream, Tito. You guys can always go back and watch the live streams later as well. My phone is super hot right now. I'm wondering if it's going to overheat at some point, but so far so good. We're still going. I'm using my old phone right now because for those of you who didn't catch the beginning of it, my other phone got smashed up and I had to pull the SIM card out of this phone and put it into the one I'm streaming from right now. This old phone, it's a Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. They're kind of known to overheat. So they fixed that problem with this phone. This is the 22 Ultra, and it got driven. It fell out of my cab, my golf cart taxi while I was at Country Thunder. And when I finally was able to recover it, it was after they had released 40,000 people from the Jelly Roll show, and a bunch of cars drove over it a bunch of times. And I had a bunch of footage on there of the golf cart taxi. I was going to make a video out of it. If I can recover some of that footage, I will try to still make a video out of it. But it kind of sucks. So thankfully I had a backup. I have insurance on this phone, so I'll get that squared away. And it's just going to be like a $250 deductible through T-Mobile. So I figure if all the residents of Slab City Online are telling people to not come in the spring, summer, I'm going to listen to that. At this point, I feel like I'm the only one who has listened to it. I don't know if you're the only one who's listened to it, but a lot of people just overestimate what they can take. There's a lot of people that will show up when it's hot just to experience it, but they, expect to last a week and they last 2 days. They last one night, and the next day they're like, you know what, I don't have to do this. I'm just gonna leave. Maybe they last a week, and then they bounce, but they typically don't stay the whole summer. It's just a lot all at once, and if you're not acclimated to it, it could be dangerous. So the community has, we're not going to see someone dehydrated and not give them water. We're not going to see somebody hungry and not feed them, especially when it's that. But we're not going to make it pleasant. We're going to chew you out for going there and not being able to take care of yourself. But we're not going to let you die if there's something we can do about it. I don't know anyone in Slabs who would just watch. And that becomes a burden on these people that are out there that are already struggling to survive. It's hard enough on them. So going there and also needing to get taken care of, they start to resent it a little bit, which is fair. It's a fair thing to resent. But they know how to survive out there. So if you show up in October, it'll still be pretty warm, but you'll be able to be there for Halloween, which is a fun time. You'll start seeing the weekly events will start kicking into full swing, and you'll meet the community. You'll kind of know which people you like and which ones you don't. There's a lot of different communities out there, each one with its own culture, its own sort of like vibe. And you just got to find the one that vibes with you the best. And I personally know that there's some to avoid and there's some to not, but your perspective might be different. You might have, the ones you avoid might be the ones I hang out with and vice versa. And that's okay because there's a lot of options out there. But the number one rule is don't be an asshole. Don't be a thief. And definitely don't be a chomo because you're not going to last out there for very long. Dickie Betty's dead at 80. You know who else died during Country Thunder? Y'all, O.J. Simpson died of butt cancer. O.J. Simpson died of butt cancer. That's how he went out. What a legacy. What a weird story that was altogether, like from beginning to end. But he's done now. Done, son. I started seeing memes at the end of the day. I'll tell you what, when I was at Country Thunder, it was working like 16 to 20 hours a day. And I didn't really have much time to get on my phone before my phone got smashed. So at the end of the day, I started seeing some OJ Simpson memes, and so I Googled it, and sure enough, yeah, OJ's gone. You guys probably knew that long before I did. God, there's so many flies out. Back roads of America. How you doing there, Mr. Ziggy Diggy Diggy? I'm doing okay, man. My bad news is my phone, if you're just tuning in, when I was at Country Thunder, it fell out of my golf cart taxi and in the parking lot. And it was right before the Jelly Roll concert release. So 40,000 people left. And my phone got driven over a few times on the road that it fell on. So I'm going to have to go replace my phone. I know about all that. Listen, I got some ideas for your van. You've had a Dodge Caravan before. Exactly. The residents are proving for themselves, so new people shouldn't expect to be cared for or saved. Yeah, it's like I said, it's already tough enough on them. I thought OJ passed a prostate cancer. He did, yeah. Prostate cancer is butt cancer. He died of butt cancer. That's how you get to your prostate, buddy. That's your G spot. Fun fact. Don't knock it till you prostate it. Stow and go seating behind your driver's seat, perfect for your solar setup. You know, I was already considering that. Is that might be where my batteries go, is in that stow and go back there, and then my water might go into the other one. But I need to be able to make it in such a way that I can open them easily, so I can't build on top of them. But I've also been thinking about having a Murphy's bed, a bed that I can just, fucking fold up against the wall of the van and have like a couch or like a couch seating there instead of a bed. And then I fold it back down to become a bed. The back where your stow and go is, I can have a small little kitchenette, little area and hold Walmart 5-gallon jugs. Like I've already, those back there, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with them. But I have an idea of one of the, just pulling a big drawer out of the back of the van to cook. My last van, I had it out of a sliding door because my last van had 2 sliding doors like this one, and you'd open one of the sliding doors, and I had a kitchen that folded out the side. This one, I think I'm going to do it out the back, but I think it'll be under the bed, and I'll pull out a big long ass drawer with heavy duty sliders, and I'll build the kitchenette on that. And you know what else I've seen in a Grand Caravan? I've seen people make a shower back there in that stow and go seating. Like you just put the shower, or like you build like the shower bottom basically where it's all plastic and a drain, and then you put a curtain up, a shower curtain around you in like a circle, and boom, you're showering and you can hook your water up. I don't know if I'm gonna do the shower. That's a little over the top. I'm probably just gonna spend like $25 to get a Planet Fitness membership and shower that way. But that is kind of cool. Tried Murphy mattress, too thick, take up too much room. The mattress I have though isn't too thick, and if I just build a Murphy's platform that will fold up, I think I might. I haven't exactly figured out the design yet, but I do like the idea. Yeah, no matter what I do, dude, it'll be cramped. Like it's a minivan. I'm gonna be cramped in here. Right now, yeah, I'm definitely getting rid of the stow and go seating in the back. I was considering keeping the one on the right because it's just one. It's just one seat that pops up. And I was considering keeping that and turning it into a, like, my living room where the Murphy's bed goes up and then that seat comes out. And I could sit there and then put it would be in the back, behind the passenger seat, and then I could hook a TV up on the back of the passenger seat. That crossed my mind too. Get you some 4-inch PVC pipe. I'm also trying to figure out how to build this the with the lightest. Like I want it to be lightweight as possible. So obviously not 2x4s, maybe some like 1x4s or 1x3s to build with. Um, but if I could do even lighter materials, that would be cool. Put your shower now so that it has an on and off switch. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. One of those off-grid water tanks. I know exactly what you're talking about. So then you hook a compressor up to it. That's your water pressure, in like a black tube on the roof. I need to get a roof rack though. I mean, it's gonna be a slow process, but really getting a roof rack on top of this, I don't have one right now. So that would open up me being able to put an awning on here and a water tank on the roof. So first things first, I need to get a roof rack. My last van, I had roof storage. It was a big storage unit on the top of my van, but it didn't have a roof rack. So I drilled a hole through the roof, 4 of them, and bolted this thing on there, and it never leaked. It never had any issues whatsoever, except when I drilled one of the holes. When I pulled out the drill, it had a bunch of wires connected to it, and I didn't have dome lights anymore. So it was an all right van, and it had that roof storage, and only a couple people ever noticed. They were like, did you bolt that to the roof? And I'm like, yep, sure fucking did. Never leaked, never had an issue. I was thinking about attaching the TV to my ceiling, but they also have like, they also have these mounts that go on the back of the headrest that I was considering getting one of those. It'll hold a tablet, so it'll definitely hold a computer monitor or screen. Man, why didn't you just take the 2000 and put your motor in an old one? Because the motor replacement for that one I got quoted, the cheapest I got quoted was 6,500. So it's not like I can't sell this and build it out, sell it. And I've got another, like, my retirement money never showed up. There was the fucking dude that I took it to my bank to get it notarized, and the notary dude did it wrong. So I didn't know that, and I sent it in, and they didn't take the notary. So I've still got that option. I've got $4,000 sitting in a retirement account, and then I can sell this, and maybe I'll be able to replace the motor. But I needed wheels, bro. What's up, Gypsy? Yeah, I was thinking about that. My solar system is going to be right behind the seat. That's definitely happening. And I was thinking about putting in the Stow and Go, building a battery box, and I can even drill a hole for the wires to come out. That'd be too easy. That's definitely crossed my mind. Gypsy, you caught me at the end of the live stream. You guys got me for like 3 more minutes, and then I'm going to take off. It's getting hot, and I've got to take my van to the mechanic. I got to be there in half an hour. So getting the van diagnosed to figure out what's going on with it, what's wrong with it. They're going to do a used car inspection on it. Well, let's hope that people start tipping you guys. Take good care of yourself, Sig. Yeah, the show's over, man. Country Thunders, everyone's gone home, so seeing vans $2,000 or less shown on Facebook. Yeah, I got this one for 1,500. That's what I paid for this one. It's 5:30 a.m. out there. Hell yeah, it's like noon 30 here. I ordered a roof rack from Amazon for my car, hooked it up in the rain. Hooked up to the rain lippy thing, worked great. Yeah, I was wondering how to hook them up on here. I'm gonna have to watch some YouTube. I want a high top real bad. Dude, come buy my van. I'll sell it to you with the solar panels and the awning attached to it. You just gotta tow it and get the fucking motor rebuilt or replaced. 8:30 p.m. and in France. You're in France, aren't you? All right, guys. I appreciate everyone joining in on the live stream, and I was able to catch everyone up on my poor phone getting driven over. I think I might be able to recover some of the footage off there from Country Thunder. I just got to dig into it a little bit. Like I said, I'm using my old phone, but yeah, thanks for being here. Hopefully I get some Country Thunder footage posted soon. If not, I'll be trying to get my phone replaced, and I'll have to start over again. Just got to come up with a deductible, and right now my money's going into the van. So doing my best out here, guys. As always, miles of smiles.